So before we dive into the installation of Next.js, first of all, we have to know what Next.js is. So from the screen, as you can see, Next.js is a popular open source React framework that allows you to build server-side rendered and statically generated websites and applications. So Next.js is a React framework that is very, very fast, even faster than React. It's another framework. It is based on pre-rendering, and this rendering is divided into two, which is the from the definition here, which is the server-side rendering and the static rendering. The server-side rendering is just like, let me just explain it this way. When a user requests for a page on a website, normally it is the browser that generates those pages. That's why sometimes you see some website, you see an image building slowly, slowly, slowly. But for this server side now, it is the server that generates the HTML of that page and present it to the browser immediately. It doesn't, so that's in order not to waste time. Why the static one is during the time of deploying your project to production, then the a website is being built at that time, and it doesn't need any browser to render the HTML. Like it has already been rendered during the build time of the project or of deploying the project. So it makes this very, very fast. So let's look at the features now. So the features of Next.js, we have some features here, which is SSR and CSR support. That is the rendering support, like I've mentioned earlier. That is the server-side rendering and the static rendering. And we also have the file-based routing. The file-based routing, unlike some frameworks where you need to define a route using a long code, for Next.js, you don't need to define anything. It's just the folder name, the file name that gives you the route. Let's say, for instance, now from okay, let us say we want to use login now. You can just create a folder login. That login folder now is the route. So you can just visit something like localhost colon 3000 slash login, and you just create a file there like page.jx. So that login now we just take you, we just open that login page for you. Very simple. You don't need to start writing a long code to create a route. Then automatic code splitting. Next.js splits code to make our website load faster as well, to breaks them down so the website will load faster. We also have API routes. Next.js can serve as a full stack framework because you can build both front end and API, right, back end as well too. Then we also have CSS and Sax support. Next.js comes pre-built with CSS support. Like when you're installing Next.js 14, you can even install Tailwind with it if you like. Comes with it. So for those who like using TypeScript, Next.js also supports TypeScript. And the last one here is fast refresh. The fast refresh here now is no normally some when I for those of for those of you that are already used to maybe creating websites with just regular HTML, CSS, you know that anytime you make a change, you have to save it, then refresh the page. But for Next.js, you don't need to refresh pages when you make changes. As soon as you make a change, you save it, you go to your browser, you see the effect of the change immediately without even refreshing the page. That is another feature and benefit of Next.js. We don't need to start refreshing or loading the page again. No. Next.js does that for us automatically. You just make the change, save it, go to your browser, don't even refresh, don't load the page again. See the effect immediately. So these are some of the features, or these are and those are some of the features and benefits of Next.js. So in the common lessons, we are going to see how to install Next.js and make few changes